Good thing. Right in the middle. That's what it's all about. All right. Well, before I jump into our presentation, just a couple minutes, I got a couple of awards to give out. And I just met this couple, am I correct? Okay, the Browns, I don't know. Meet the Browns. All right, let's meet the Browns. All right. Real quick, because I don't know. I'm just meeting them for the first time a moment ago.
Wow. I kind of stumbled into my econ. I really don't have a testimony like some of the other people. I'm pretty blessed myself, but you can always do better. No matter how good you are, you can always do better. And I saw this as an opportunity to do better, to achieve those goals that we all probably dream about as kids. And my econ has positioned me to achieve those goals. So I'm very excited about that. My lovely wife, we tag team together.
All right. And they are being promoted to EVP Gold tonight. All right, that is fantastic, isn't it? And we've got another gentleman here. He is about a half a millimeter from EVP Platinum. But he's going to get it done in the next, he's got about 4, 5, 6 days. We'll give him 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. Where's I saw his wife earlier. Is she out there?
He's coming.
Okay, so she said give him 7 days and he need to get on over the line, right? So, come on. So I'm going to promote the Wheeler family to EVP Platinum. All right, congratulations. Okay, congratulations. Thank you. All right, so every time, in my econ, every time you get promoted, you get more money.
Yes.
On the same book of business. So it's not like you just get an opportunity to go do more work and get more money if you actually get a pay raise, okay? So that's very important, and that's what it's all about, is building cash flow to make more money. Everybody good with that idea? All right, I'm gonna put this over here so I don't knock it over and make a mess, because I will do that for sure. All right. So, everybody's having a good day today?
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Good stuff, huh? All right, well, that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. We're going to have some fun, talk about my favorite subject, which is money. Okay, everybody like that subject? It's not a bad subject. Anybody against that subject? Don't like that subject? All right, I didn't think so. Okay. We either like the subject or we like spending it, right? All right, so that's what we're going to be spending some time. We're going to talk about my econ tonight, okay? And as they said, my name is Ivy, and I grew up in a small town in South Georgia, small farm community. So we grew up very poor, you know. Basically, you know, I grew up picking cotton, cropping tobacco, all that stuff. And so my kids like, Dad, that must have been like 100 years ago. No, I'm 58. Okay, that wasn't 100 years ago. America really changed a lot in the last 30 or 40 years, didn't it?
Yes.
You know, so when I tell them that, they don't really believe that, you know. But even with all of that, I was able to become a millionaire before I was 30 years old. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is some of those principles that you can put in place to totally change your life, okay? And that's what my econ is all about. What we're going to talk about tonight, the principles in my econ are much bigger than my econ. Because as Mr. Ellis told you, this isn't about just getting in my econ and selling something, or lotions or potions, and what was that other thing he said? Swearing things for lotions. That's not my econ at all, okay? If that was it, I wouldn't be doing it, okay? That's not my cup of tea. We're going to talk about time-tested financial principles that have been around for hundreds of years. You know, we talk about principles they do on Wall Street, we just brought it to Main Street, okay? So that's what we're going to spend some time on tonight. So as you can see, the name of our company is My Econ, okay? Now, My Econ is short for My Economy, because we believe every single institution and every person has an economy. You got the world economy, the U.S. economy, the state, the city, you know, and somebody, all the way down to our household. And somebody is in charge of that economy, am I correct? Mm-hmm. And decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis, to a great extent, determine what happens to our lives financially. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just not like some people just get lucky and become millionaires, or, you know, or other people don't. It doesn't work that way. You know, there are some principles that we have to follow if we want to have certain results in our life. Does that make sense for everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what we're going to be spending time talking about tonight. And we call ourselves a personal financial success company because that's what we do. You know, there are lots of great companies in America, you know. But after I got out of college, I went to school at Georgia Tech, played football. After I got out of college, I went into the financial services industry, became a financial advisor. But one of the things I realized very quickly was that the big problem in this country was not a lack of financial advisors, it was a lack of people having money to buy the products and services they were selling. And so I decided to switch sides, okay? I said, okay. And so I saw an open window where I could build a company that would actually help people be able to get the cash flow. So then if they want to go see a financial advisor, then they would be in position to already do that. Does that make sense? So that's what we do in My Econ, okay? So a little bit more about My Econ. My Econ's a 13-year-old debt-free technology-driven company, and we're based in Atlanta, Georgia. And in the last several years, we've helped our associates put over $400 million in their pocket. And when we start talking about cash flow, we're not talking about revenue coming into My Econ. We're actually talking about what our associates have cash flow put in their pockets. Does that make sense? Because our emphasis is not on corporate, it's on the individuals in the company, okay? As a matter of fact, even in My Econ, I don't get paid as a corporate. I created a company, but I don't get paid a corporate salary, you know? I go out and I build businesses and generate revenue doing exactly what the reps do in this company. You know, so exactly what I teach is what I did to build our fortune. I never get a salary of any kind, okay? When I travel, I don't have somebody else pay for it for me. I do it myself. And so I have the principles that we talk about and the strategies that we're going to talk about tonight, I absolutely know that they work because they work for tens of thousands of people, including myself. Does that make sense? Yes. All right, so let's talk about what we do. Our mission is simple but powerful, and that's to help people attain personal financial success, okay? Now, if you ask 10 people or 100 people, or what is financial success, you're going to get many answers. Am I correct? Okay, but here's the reality. Here's what it really is. Financial success is simply having enough cash flow to support your chosen lifestyle. Now, that's a different number for everybody. Does that make sense? You know, one family can make $3,000 a month, and if they're, whatever based their lifestyle, they just fine, they're happy, they're like, okay, we're doing fantastic, okay? Another family needs 5,000, another 10, another 20. You know, everybody's got a number, right, of what they need to support their lifestyle. Everybody's got a different number. But here's something that we all have in common. Two things we all have in common, okay? And that is that the money to support our lifestyles must be generated from two unique sources, okay? So we gotta have enough money to support the lifestyle, but here's where we all have it in common. That money's gotta come from two unique sources. During our working years, it comes from our laborers who work jobs or build businesses. But at some point, during our retirement years, that money has got to come from assets that generate revenue or cash flow without us having to work. Does that make sense? You know, some people call that retirement, don't they? Okay? Some people call it financial freedom. They got all kinds of names for it, right? But they call it whatever they want. We need the money so that we don't have to go to work, right? Okay, you ever known somebody that was doing really well when they were working, and a few months after they stopped working, whether it was disability, age, retirement, whatever it is, they weren't doing well anymore. Anybody ever seen that type of situation? Absolutely, okay? So we've got to have that cash flow come from two unique sources, okay? From our labor in the early days and from our assets in the later years. So here's the bottom line strategy that we got to follow, okay? We've got to earn enough cash flow during our working years to support our lifestyle. But simultaneously, while we're doing that, we've got to invest enough money so we can build enough assets so when we stop working, for whatever reason, that income continues to come from those assets. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, so that's the bottom line. We've got to create two cash flow streams. The first cash flow stream we're all familiar with because our parents and our, and our environment taught us that we got to get up and go to work to make money, right? The second income stream, sometimes that one gets overlooked, building the assets, right? You know, because some people, you know, they haven't thought about that, or they're not as focused on that as they are building the upfront money to make a living, or to have that immediate lifestyle, right? But you know what I tell people? Is that even our government recognized that we need assets to generate cash flow. That's why they created Social Security back in 1934 because people were retiring and they had no retirement income. So they created Social Security. They take a percentage of your check, put it in investment accounts, and then when you get to a certain age, you start getting the money. Does that make sense? After World War II, even corporate America got in on that. Okay, they created a pension, didn't they? Some of you probably know somebody that retired on a pension. You work X number of years with a company and they pay you for the rest of your life. Okay, everybody got that? But do you know where that idea really came from? God created that idea. Because in the Bible, He tells us that He gave us power to gain wealth. Not to just make money, not just make a living, but wealth. And see, the thing, you know, and quite often, you'll hear people in church or seminars, they'll use money and wealth as interchangeable, but they're two different things. When you have currency or money, it doesn't generate anything. In other words, if you take a dollar bill and you leave it on the table for 100 years, you know, and nobody bothers you, when you come back, you still got a dollar bill, you buy it, right? But if you transform that dollar bill into an investment, now it'll start to generate more money. Am I correct? And that's wealth. See, something that's wealth will regenerate. Does that make sense? Yes. But currency doesn't regenerate, it just stays the same, right? You know, you hear a lot of talk now about the dollar is losing value. The dollar always lost value. All currency loses value. Because if the currency stays the same and the cost of living goes up, then the currency loses value. Am I correct? So there's nothing new about that, okay? So the bottom line is, if we are going to build financial success, most people need more cash flow, don't they? Okay, if we're going to make a living today and we're going to have money to invest, we're going to need more cash flow and better financial strategies. Does that make sense? All right, so bottom line is we need more cash flow for our lifestyle today, and we're going to need more cash flow for our future lifestyle. Start building those investments. But here's the problem. Getting more cash flow is not always easy, is it? You know, for a person to significantly increase their cash flow, that's not always an easy thing to do. You know, $200, $300, $500, $1,000, a couple $1,000 a month can be a huge struggle. Am I correct? Yeah. Okay, so you know, sometimes when you have something that you've got to do, something that you desire to do, sometimes you got to step outside the norm and you got to come up with some alternative strategies. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so that's what we did in my econ, okay? We came up with a strategy that we call income shifting. And income shifting gives us the ability to generate cash flow multiple ways. As a matter of fact, 5 ways. We can create 5 new cash flow streams, okay? You see, because most of the time when people start talking about getting more cash flow or increasing their income, the next thought in their head is work. Am I correct? Right. Okay, and that's because when we were very small, and our parents told us, and everybody around reinforced that if we wanted to ever have money, we had to do what? Work. Okay? But did anybody ever say, you're going to be an investor, or you're going to be a business owner, or everybody understand what I'm saying? You know, most of the time it's just the idea of work to make the money, right? So we want to step outside of that arena, and we want to look at our strategies, okay? Because work will definitely make you a good living. But if you're ever going to be financially successful or a millionaire, you have to learn to make money or with strategy. Does that make sense? You've got to be able to get your money turned into assets, and those assets generate you some more money. So let's talk about how we do that. Everybody good? Yes. All right. So the first strategy is correct tax withholding. The second is minimizing taxes. The third is generating business income. 4 is debt elimination. And 5 is investing to build passive income. 5 new cash flow streams, okay? All right, so let's take a look at each of these individually. The first one is a lot of fun, okay? It's simple, it's easy, okay? So I know I got lots of smiles on that one. Everybody, a lot of people getting that cash flow, right? All right, the first one is something that even the IRS teaches us to do, okay? According to the IRS, over 80%, the number is actually 83%. If you ever want to Google it, just Google federal tax refunds last year, okay? I think the latest year they got them for us 2015. Okay, 83% of all employees have too much money taken out of their paycheck for taxes. 83%. Over 100 million people. In other words, it would be simple to say almost everybody, right? Got too much money taken out of their paycheck for taxes. Now, most people, they don't worry about it, because they say, well, it is what it is. Well, I'm going to get some of the money back at the end of the year. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. That's that kind of attitude. And it happens because when we start jobs, we're rushed into HR, and they give you some papers to fill out, and the papers are thick, and you look at it and you fill it out incorrectly. Because the directions are poor and nobody helps. But you know what? Even if they gave you all the money back at the end of the year, you would still lose money. Why would you lose money? You lose money because of something called ROI, return on investment. You see, our money is valuable. You can use money to make more money. You can make more money with money by investing money or by taking that money and paying off debt. A couple quick examples, okay? In the investment industry, they have something called the Rule of 72 or the banker's secret, okay? And it's a real simple formula. You just divide 72 by the rate of return on your money, and it tells you how often your money would double if it was invested. So, if you were getting, 8% on your money, it would double every 9 years, okay? So, the bottom line is, how much money would a person lose if the IRS held $3,000 to $5,000 of their money their entire working lifetime? Because they're taking money out, and then you get a little bit back. They take money out and get a little bit. The bottom line is over that whole 40-year period of time that a person is working, they're holding their money. Am I correct? Some of their money. Well, if you had started with $5,000, in 9, it would double every 9 years. Okay, so in 9 years that would turn to 10, and 18 it would turn to 20, and 27 it would turn to 40, and so on, right? So that person would lose a lot of money, wouldn't they? If the IRS is investing their money in the IRS's name instead of the employee's name. Well, here's another way you can look at it. What if a person had a $5,000 credit card? Just $5,000. They're making a payment of $100 a month. About 25 is going to the debt and 75 is going to the interest. It's going to take them 8 years to pay it off. If they change the W-4 and got $400 a month, put the $400 with the $100, the debt's gone in less than a year. So they just saved 8 years of $100 monthly payments. And if they invested that money, they could turn that into an asset. Does that make sense? The bottom line is our money has value. Everybody ready to say it with me? Our money has value. See, we've got to learn to make money with money. See, that's the big lesson. See, that's the big lesson. They talk about the poverty gap in America. They talk about some people are wealthy and some people are not. Well, here's why. It's because, see, think about this for a moment. When did somebody in your life tell you that you were going to be an investor? No. They all see when I was born and when I was 4 or 5 years old, they saw me. They said, "That's a good employee." There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Work is good. I love working, right? But nobody ever told me or looked at me and said, "Hey, this is a person that is going to learn to invest. They're going to learn how to manage money, and one day they're going to be wealthy." See, what day did somebody see you that way? But we need to see our kids that way. And we need to teach our kids that, don't they? Yeah. You understand? Because that's the only way we're going to clear up what they call the poverty gap and all that, is because we got our own assets. See, if one person is making money with money and with their labor, and other people are just making money when they work, there's going to be a problem. Am I correct? Yes. So every day, we show people in my econ how to change their W-4. We see them get an extra $200 to $800 a month and take that money home and use it for investing or debt elimination. And even the IRS put out an article in 2005, which we can show you the article if you'd like to see it, so saying that people would be better off if they did that. To use their money to make more money. See, in reality, this isn't the IRS's fault. My dad used to curse the IRS every time he got a chance. Those so-and-so was taking this so-and-so money over and over and over. Anybody ever heard that speech? The IRS didn't do that. We did that. We filled the form out incorrectly. Okay? We did that. The person who filled the form out did that. The IRS didn't do that, okay? But the bottom line is, we can correct that in about 10 or 15 minutes. That make sense? Yeah. All right, so that's the first way to start putting cash flow in your pocket and start to reach your financial goals, okay? Let's look at number 2. The second way is minimizing taxes. See, everybody doesn't pay the same percentage in taxes, do they? No. Everybody don't have the same amount of write-offs. Quick example. If somebody's buying a house and somebody's renting a house, they got two different things going on, right? Okay, the person is renting, they're not getting any tax deductions, right? But the person is buying, they're getting tax deductions. Okay, they can write off the interest, okay? They can write off the property taxes. As a matter of fact, even if a person is renting a house from someone else, the owner gets to write off, or the home buyer gets to write off those tax deductions. Am I correct? All right, so that's the idea there, right? But let's go further, okay? Here's the best part about it. Most people are already spending money that if they had a business and they worked their business, then that money on those things will become tax deductible. In other words, you will hear people say, well, I can afford it. Well, I don't have the money. Well, here's the reality. They're already paying for it. Now you said, all right, what are you talking about? Okay, let me give you an example. People are already spending money on things, thousands of dollars a year, that if they had a business, that they were actively engaged in building a business of some kind, now those expenditures could become tax deductible. As a matter of fact, let me give you 2 examples. Uber and Lyft became overnight sensations in the transportation industry because of that law and those tax deductions. See, here's the reality. Somebody had a vehicle, an employee had a vehicle sitting in the yard. They were paying for it. Gas, oil, tires, maintenance, insurance, every month. They were paying for it. But it wasn't deductible. They couldn't lower their taxes, and so they got no tax benefit for having it, right? They have a cell phone. They were paying for it every month, but it wasn't tax deductible. But the minute they signed up to drive for Uber or Lyft, that car became a business car. And those expenses, part of those expenses on the car became tax deductible. As soon as they started to drive for Uber or Lyft, their cell phone became a business cell phone. And now it became tax deductible. Now the laws were there all the time. And immediately that person had an advantage over a cab company. Immediately they had tax deductions. Immediately the company became multi-billion-dollar companies because of the tax laws. So what if one person understands that, well, I got a business, so I'm going to get more tax deductions, and then they, over the years, invest in tax savings and become millionaires, and somebody else who had the same job, made the same similar money, but they didn't know about those tax deductions. Right. Mm-hmm. The finances of those 2 people would go a whole different direction, wouldn't it? Okay, so that's what we're talking about tonight. Everybody with me? Okay, let's talk about some of those things that most of us are already spending money on. Most people already got spending money on a vehicle. Am I correct? Okay? Now, so they bought it for personal use, but if they open up a business and start using it in business, now it becomes partially tax deductible. Right. They can write off business miles at about 55 cents a mile. Okay? They can write off or if they want to write off expenditures, they can write off part of gas, tires, maintenance, insurance, lease payments if they lease the vehicle, interest payments if they're making a note on the vehicle, and the percentage of the original cost of the vehicle, which is called depreciation. Now, we even control how much we write off. See, let me show you what I mean. So let's say that I'm at church on Sunday, right? So after the church, I know I'm going down to a restaurant 6 miles down the road, right? Mm-hmm. So I said, well, I need to get the government to help me pay for my car and pay for my meal. So I'm going to take a couple business cards with me, and when I get there, I'm going to pass them out. I'm going to find a good-looking gentleman like this. I'm going to walk up to him in the parking lot and say, sir, I'm a business owner in town, and I'd like to give you one of my cards. Now, if he don't say anything, I'm going to be all right. But if he say, well, what kind of business is it? I'm going to say, we show people how to save money on taxes, get out of debt, and take what used to go to taxes and debt and invest, and build financial success. I'd love to give you some free information if you have a contact number. So I just turned my trip to the restaurant that was deductible. Does that make sense? See, we have the ability. You see, what people keep thinking about, what the general public doesn't understand is, they think a government regulator. They think somebody going to come and somebody got to authorize them to do this. No, the laws were written, and we just have to step into the law. It's just like on a Saturday at a football game. You can go to the game and have hot dogs and hamburgers, or, you know, whatever person want to have their snacks. Okay, then that's a meal, right? Or you can turn it into a business opportunity. Okay, because you can advertise your business while you're there. Has anybody here ever been to an event that a business paid for? Raise your hand. You ever went to an event and they had food, snacks, entertainment, and the business paid for it? Everybody did it, right? When you become the business owner, you can do that. So we got communications expenses. That's pretty easy to explain, right? Then we got meals, and then we got travel, right? Maybe you're going out of town for the holidays, okay? Well, talk to one of your cousins, or talk to your friend, or talk to your family member about your business, where they do business. Turn that into a business trip. Does that make sense? Turn your vacation next summer into a business trip. All right? So that's pretty easy to do that. Okay? Now, so example, let's say you want to go, where you want to go vacation next summer? Okay, somebody tell me somewhere.
Hawaii.
All right, you're going to Hawaii. Okay, so get on the web, and near the hotel where you're going to be, they got a Starbucks, Panera, or something there, right? And set you up a business meeting. And then you start advertising into the web, okay, on that address, inviting people to a business meeting at the Panera because you're going to be there at a certain time. That make sense? All right, and then you go on over there and have a vacation, and that Thursday afternoon, you know, you have your business meeting, and Friday morning you fly on home. Does that make sense for everybody? And we show you all this right out of the tax laws, okay, right in the tax book. Everybody understand? Right in the tax book. So you will learn how to do it legally and morally. See, some people think, well, see, I don't know about that. See, you know, I mean, you know, what if I get in trouble? You know? I mean, is that a red flag? They're all reasonable questions, right? So now I'm going to ask you something, okay? Could be a real tax. All right. Okay? And so if you want to know the answers to those questions, come to training. And we take it right through the tax book, line by line. Or I'll save you some time if you don't want to come to training. You can go online. I got go online in the My Econ back office, and I got the whole video there where I read the IRS book to you. Okay? And if that won't work for you, go to IRS.gov, okay? And when you get there, just put up in the search bar, publication 463. That's their small business publication, okay? And then just look, and that's going to pop up the publication. And then whatever topic you want, they got a table of contents, go over there and read it. Does that make sense? Yes. See, don't miss a multi-million-dollar opportunity based on, I'm not sure. At least find out. Because see, I'm telling you, here's the deal. It's totally legal. It's done every day. The fortunes in America are built every day. Doing this. Let me give it to you in the big time, and I'll bring it back down to the regular, okay? Every time an entertainer, big entertainer, make money, what they create? A foundation. Am I correct? Do they do that to help people, or they do that to save money on taxes? Hopefully it's both, but they definitely want to save money on taxes, right? Every time. That's exactly what they do, right? It just makes sense, because what they're saying is, okay, you know, Beyonce makes $50 or $60 million next year, right? And then it's like, okay, now 40% in taxes, she got to write the government a check for $24 million. I mean, that's the way it works, right? Or she could create a foundation and say, well, if I got to write a check for $24 million, I might as well give this to some people that I care about. That just makes sense. To direct your tax dollars, right? Yeah. Direct your tax dollars. And save money on taxes at the same time, okay? So, meals and entertainment, same time. You know, everybody's had a business luncheon, right? You know, if you're going to have a party at your house, turn it into a business meeting, okay? Okay? You don't have to do a presentation. It can be as simple as taking a little business card or a little flyer, put in an envelope when your guests come in. You could say, you know, we're not going to talk detail about business today. We're going to, you know, have some good food, watch the game, whatever we're going to do. And then, but inside of your envelope, you've got information about our company. You got a brochure, you got a website. So we want you to check it out. And then next week, we're going to follow up with you. Okay? Now that's promoting your business. Am I correct? Everybody done that before? Okay? You've been involved in that before. You've been somewhere where somebody had snacks, food, whatever, and it was taxed deductible because they were conducting business. Even if it wasn't a direct business. Does that make sense? All right, last one, you can pay your children. Did you know if you want to give your child $3,000 it costs you $4 if you're in 25% tax bracket? Okay, because you got to make 4, give the government $1,000, right? Because they get theirs off top, right? And then you got 3 to take home and spend on the child. Am I correct?
Right.
But if you hired your child and paid them the $4,000, the whole $4,000 is tax deductible, meaning it doesn't count on your income. So if you made $60,000 out of the government, say you made $56,000. Okay? And so now, of that $4,000, you can take the whole thing home, you can still spend $3,000 on the child, and you got $1,000 for you. Or you can invest it in the child thing, whatever you want to do with it. Doesn't matter, right? See, if McDonald's hire your child and pay your child $4,000, they're going to write the thing off. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Well, see, now you got to think like a business owner. See, here's the idea of how you become wealthy in America. You got to change size mentally. See, as an employee, they say, you know, like I said, nothing wrong with being an employee. You know, millions and millions of people take care of their families being employees, so ain't a thing wrong with that. We just want to talk about something in addition to that that can take you where you want to go. See, as an employee, you make $4,000, the government said, give me all mine off top. And then if there's anything left, then we'll get back at the end of the year. Does that work? As a business owner, you get to take it all home. Deduct all of your taxes, expenses, and then you pay taxes on what's left. Well, wages are tax deductible, 100%. So if you pay your child, that's 100% tax deductible. And as long as you don't pay them over $6,400, the child will owe 0 taxes. 0 taxes. Okay? 0 taxes. So now doing that, just saving that money on tax, because remember now, you got to buy school clothes, spending money, lunch money, all those things, right? All those things are tax deductible now. Because you pay the child, you pay the child the labor, and the expense for wages is deductible, and then you can take that money and buy those things you're going to buy for the child anyway. Does that make sense? Those things are not deductible, but the wages that you pay are deductible, then you can take those and buy those things. Does that make sense for everybody? See, that's what it's all about right there. So now, that's the second way that you can start generating more cash flow in your pocket. So we help everybody in my econ set up an online, inexpensive online business, and then we start showing them how to maximize those tax deductions. Is that good for everybody? All right, so that's 2 cash flow streams. Let's go to the third one, okay? Now, our third cash flow stream is business income. So we're not setting up a business just to get tax deductions. We're setting up a business to get tax deductions and make money. Everybody say money. Anybody want more money? All right, everybody wants more money, right? Oprah's still working, right? Bob Johnson's still working, right? Okay, Bill Gates still at it, right? All right, so it ain't time to stop yet, right? There's always some stuff to buy. Everybody agree with that? All right, always something else you can buy. So that's what we want to do. So our business is helping people improve their personal finances by generating more cash flow. You see, that's the business that we're in. We're monetizing the knowledge and support system that helps people generate more cash flow. Sometimes people struggle with that and they say, well, what business are you? What's your product? I say, what products do colleges sell? Education will implement and improve your life. Am I correct? Everybody understand? Okay, everybody. What product does a financial advisor sell? Education. And what product does a consultant sell? Education. Everybody understand? So we're in the personal financial success business. We have built a business helping marketing products and services that help people improve their finances. Okay? Has anybody in here changed their W-4 since they've been in Miami County? Have raise your hand.
Yes.
All right, has anybody changed their W-4, got some cash, and either invested some of that cash or paid off some debt? If you did, raise your hand. All right, so the bottom line is you made some money based on some knowledge that you didn't have before. Does that make sense? See, because here's the reality, okay? Here's the reality. This is the biggest financial snafu in America. Really for the whole world, okay? A very small percentage of the people in this country are educated, trained, and conditioned to make money with money. They're that way from birth, okay? My wife and I, we have 4 kids, okay? Our youngest is 23. Okay? Our oldest is 34. We can see a difference between the 23-year-old and the 34-year-old because the 23-year-old, all she ever heard about was making money with money. You understand the difference there? And the 34-year-old, we was just kind of getting started. Does that make sense? The 34-year-old, we just kind of getting started. And so we were still, doing a little bit of both, right? And so what happens is, some people, when they grew up in this country, they were taught from day one to learn how to invest. From day, you get older and you get wiser and you get better at it, but they were taught day one that they needed to make money with money. But I was taught as a child, the way you make money is to work. And if you want more money, you do more work. Work. Because even when a person says, well, I'm going to go back to school and get me another degree, they're still talking about what? Work. So I ask you this question. If you didn't work next year, how much money would you make? Because one day, you have to make a living without working. Some people call it retirement. But it should be called financial freedom. Because it's not. See, we look at that in this country as an elite thing. But God said that it was just a regular thing for everybody. Because he said, I give you power to gain wealth. And he didn't put no stipulations around it. All of us are supposed to have some assets that bring us some cash. That's for everybody. We weren't put here to work till we get too old we can't work no more. Well, that's what society pushes, right? What they say? They tell an 8-year-old kid, you can retire when you're 65. Am I not wrong? They think you work till you can't work no more. For age, disability. Am I not wrong? Am I the only one that misunderstood that? Okay, I got it right. I just want to make sure. But that is not God's design for our lives. That's what we were taught. That's the conditioning that we got. But we're going to change it. We're going to change it. See, here's what you got to understand. The wealthiest billionaires ain't been created yet. The highest level of standard of living and wealth in this country hasn't been created yet. See, some people think, well, we already reached the max. And now it's going to go back the other way. That ain't nothing but some